Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow is out! Are you guys playing it? I sure am. So in my first video, I was mostly speculating a lot about how I thought the Futurama game might be based on similar games in the genre that have been out for a while. For the most part, Worlds of Tomorrow has been very pleasant. I mean, while it is slow and grindy for me, that's kind of part of the fun. There are a couple of premium characters, but none of them are really in the main cast. You've got Calculon, and you've got Hyper Chicken over here. But everything seems relatively reasonably priced and easy to get, so I'm actually really impressed with... Wait. What's that sound? Oh no.
Nixon's back!
It's the game's been out for 2 days, you guys, and we've already got a Zemo. Ugh! What is a Zemo? I can already hear you asking, dear viewer, who didn't watch the first video, which is fine, it doesn't matter, thanks for watching this one, please don't leave. Zemo, as in Baron Zemo, is a Marvel Comics supervillain. He was kind of a generic guy in the Captain America Civil War movie, but in the comics, he's a crazy guy who wears a purple ski mask, and also he got that permanently glued to his face, and that's like his whole backstory? Maybe it's good that the glue story didn't really come up in the Civil War film. So Marvel Avengers Academy launched in the very beginning of February 2016, and around the end of that month, when everyone was expecting like a Valentine's Day update or something, they instead got a weekend limited time deal where Baron Zemo was offered for, at the time, the most expensive amount of any limited premium character. It was 995 shards. I mean, Vision was out at the same price, but he was a story character and not limited. You could buy him whenever you wanted. There was no pressuring sales tactic. People panicked, and a lot of people just snap-bought him just because he was limited. You put a thing up that says, this is only here for 2 or 3 days, and you kind of rush into it. But people didn't really realize that he didn't really do anything. Like anything. He went on missions sometimes, really rarely, but he was kind of a dud character. A lot of people had buyer's remorse, and I think it's the remorse that makes a Zemo, if that's a word that we're going to use and maybe keep using as a pejorative in this kind of situation. It's not the expense of the character, or even necessarily just the limited time nature of a character, but still something about the marketing that just gives this sense of being tricked. It's a big part of what I'd really hoped Worlds of Tomorrow would be avoiding. But, well, here we are! So, Nixon is hopefully not going to be quite as useless as Zemo. He is a captain class type, one which you ordinarily wouldn't have right now without either buying Calculon, sitting here right next to him, or until you unlock Pharaoh Bender, which I'm working on right now. And you can get to that relatively quickly, except for the fancy hats here. The only other people who really fit that class are, I think, Leela and Zap Brannigan, and we don't even know when those guys are going to be unlocked yet. They'll be free, but they're kind of in, like, long-term limbo at the moment. Plus, you know, Nixon is kind of a big central character to the Futurama lore. If not necessarily one that interacts with the Planet Express crew that often, he's the president of Earth, you guys. Even though he would definitely be on, like, his 4th term by now? Is it 3017 in Futurama right now? I don't know if the timeline is still moving. Is that still a thing?
But sir, what if I do not have $20 right now with which to purchase a premium character, or simply do not wish to spend it right now on a brand new yet unproven mobile game? Will he come back later, or am I boned, sir?
Well, Tinny Tim, that's a great question. And yes, you're probably boned. I mean, maybe. At the time, Zemo was supposed to appear once and never again, and Tiny Co's support even said as much at the time. But then he came back in June for the Civil War event, movie tie-in! And again in January for the bad guy-themed Avengers Under Siege event. And again, Zemo kinda sucks. Like, the amount that he sucks kind of became a running joke with Avengers Academy. So, probably Nixon will be back. He's a way more important character to the Futurama storyline than Zemo ever is to anything in Avengers Academy. But we don't know when he'll be back, what he'll do, or if he'll be maybe even more expensive the next time he appears, which has happened to some Avengers Academy's characters before. So, you know, mull it over for the weekend. He's not gone yet. Think it over. Don't impulse buy this guy if you're not feeling confident about the game yet.
But are you buying him, sir?
Oh, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I definitely should not be buying him, but yes, here we go. All right, let's get some pizza. Oh man, is this gonna be an instant build? Let's hide it way back here in the back. Oh yeah, I like this with the thing over on this side. This is good. Ah, I can immediately feel the regret. The only release is the knowledge of smug superiority that I gained in showing it off to other people.
That's what my poll numbers mean.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Now, if only they'd add some kind of friend mode so we could actually compare each other's towns and... Oh, what's that? Avengers Academy still hasn't figured out that's a good idea?
Professor, Headless Agnew and I are on a mission to restore my reputation. Can you help?
I don't see how. You're the second most corrupt person ever to occupy the presidency. Oh, dig!
Second, that's already an improvement. Who knocked me out of the top spot?
Excellent question. Nobody can even remember his name anymore. Oh, that's how we're suddenly going to avoid actual political commentary, but we all know who he's talking about. William Henry Harrison! Suck it! You only had a 30-day presidency! Boom, 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 boom!
Suck it to me.
Baru!
I like this guy already. He's got to give a speech, shred documents, enjoy feeding time, purchase tape recorders, motorboat, deny being a crook, have a beer or 3. There's lots of fun tasks here. I can't tell which ones are animated yet. Hopefully several of them. But overall, well, let's look at him just walking around here while we talk about this a little bit. Now we can go in here. He is, as I said, a leader. I appreciate that his head is blocked out there. I don't have any leader career chips, which, by the way, a lot of people are getting mixed up on the leveling and getting stuck on Fry. There is... I'm gonna move over so you can actually see it. Right behind me here. This little button, you have to manually level these characters up like you're in the actual, like, it's kind of like Marvel Contest of Champions, where, like, you have specific chips that give people extra bonuses if you drop them in. But for Nixon, let's go ahead and dump some of these chips into his delicious head tank so that we can maybe actually take a look at just a few more. We'll pump them up to level 5. That's not too egregious. Motorboat. I'm a little worried about that one. I'm assuming that's just going Baru into the thing.
Give me a worst case scenario and make it grim.
See, I love the voice stuff. I can't be too mad at this game.
Oh, that's clever. Let's watch some cartoons.
Alright, well, I'm gonna start him off on his give speech task. So yeah, I've got Nixon.
Scruffy's work here is done.
That's right, Scarfy. Our work here is done. I really didn't want to make a second video in a row talking about business practices or comparisons to Avengers Academy, but dang it, Tiny Co, you forced my hand! We had a month of build-up and an entire mini-event that lasted a whole week before anything like this kind of business practice started showing up for Avengers Academy. Is Futurama going to be on an accelerated pace where they're going to do some of the most egregious things even sooner and faster? And if I succumb to this, will I at least get more animated cutscenes from Futurama to fill the Futurama-sized hole that's in my life? Don't push it, man! I want to say good things about the game because I'm honestly having a pretty good time with it! Give me some good things to talk about! We'll do a video on it. Next time, actual gameplay nuance. I touched on it very, very briefly, but I do want to actually talk about the game as a whole, particularly as it pertains perhaps to people who are thinking about playing it and after seeing these two videos are still on the fence about it, which maybe is some of you. If you want to see more of this sort of stuff or more of me doing silly Futurama impressions, leave a comment about it because I'm enjoying talking about this game and would not mind it being a regular feature. Now that I've done it twice, we're just in the habit now, aren't we? Like, comment, subscribe. Bye for now. See you tomorrow. This is a reference to the game that I talked about.